Okay, everybody, we're going to try this again. I hope it holds up. I did get the banana nut bread finished. That's why I kind of waited. And I decided go ahead and do the buttermilk biscuits. I promised the recipe on this new one I found that I really like. So let me show you. I got my oven to 385 for the biscuits. And here is the finished product right here, the banana nut bread. And I just took it out. It's extremely hot. So yeah, right here, guys. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna put it over here and let it cool. I've got I just took a pizza pan and I put a little bit of Crisco on it, like this. And I have 2 cups of self-rising flour that I sifted. And this is what's in here, okay, after I sifted. And this is what's left before it was sifted of the 2 cups. So I've got a little mat here. Let me see. I don't, maybe there, I'll sit you back a little bit more and you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of this extra flour and just put on here because we're going to roll them out on this mat, the biscuits. And like I said, it's 2 cups of self-rising flour, sift it and then measure it. And there is half a teaspoon of baking soda in here. Just kind of whisk it around with your fingers. And I have 1/4 of a cup of Crisco shortening. And I'm going to work that with my fingers. You can use fork or whatever you want. I'm using my fingers because that just works out. When I put the buttermilk in a minute, I'll use a spoon. But you want to get it all, go to the bottom and just make sure it's all blended, you know, or it'll be a little bit smaller than peas, size of green peas. And I apologize for it dropping earlier. Nothing I could do. The weather's just kind of cruddy here right now, so just preparing one. And at least you can go back and see this time the banana nut bread's finished. You can see what it looks like. And then I'm doing the biscuits here. And you want it to resemble like this, guys. Look, I think you can see that. Like this. Here, this. You want that consistency. I have a cup of I have a cup of buttermilk measured. I'm going to put a little bit in at a time, and I'm going to stir this in. And I already put a half a teaspoon of the baking soda in with this. So I'm going to make a little well and pour about half of that buttermilk and mix it. And this is just going to make a small amount of biscuits, but I found this recipe. I like it much better than the other one. They raise a lot more. But it's 2 cups of self-rising flour, sift it and then measure. You want 2 cups after you've sifted. A half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 of a cup of Crisco shortening or lard. I'm using Crisco, and a cup of buttermilk. And I got my oven to 385. I'm going to pour another 1/4 of a cup in, so that's 3/4 of a cup. It's probably going to take all of it. It's going to be moist, but we're going to kind of need a little bit on here. And like I said, this is a recipe I found on line, and I liked the way they turned out. They were much fluffier than the one I had the recipe for. Anyway, that was a whole cup of buttermilk right here. Make sure it's buttermilk. It's going to make all the difference in the way it, to me, the best there is. And then we're going to take this dough. It's going to be pretty soft. It's going to look like this when you take it out of the bowl. And we're going to put it on this flour surface and put a little more flour in there. And you're just going to, she said, just to gently knead it you know, your dough to work some of that flour in and to get the baking soda and buttermilk. You might want to look her up. She's got a lot of good recipes. Her name is Call Her Betty Cooks, and she has been on there a long time. And I just tried this recipe of hers, and like I said, I liked it much better than the buttermilk biscuit recipe I was using. So I'll give credit out to her, just like I do to southernfrugal.com, which was Phyllis Stokes, and she passed away. Her son is going by the Colonel on there and still keeping her recipes up and copying her recipes and stuff, and doing them in lives and updating and make pictures that she drew and stuff, things like that. But she was a very, very, very interesting woman, fine Christian woman, and I enjoyed listening to her. And the thing about her recipe, she was allergic to black pepper, and so you just have to add that on your own because she was allergic to it, so she couldn't put any of that in the recipes. And I mean, it could kill her. Anyway, I got my biscuit cutter. I'm gonna take these out to the corner here, and I'm going to cut these out, get them on here. I'm gonna try to get these in, and I can talk to you a little bit about what we got cut off. I give you the ingredients for the tequila lime chicken and the stuff you're gonna need to get ready ahead of time if you want to. Do it with cook with me. And the twice baked potatoes. I got into the proof is in the pudding, and it went out. So I'm just gonna go back over that. It was it's gonna be a pecan and flour and butter crust that's gonna be baked for a little bit. It's gonna be took out and cooled. I'll probably do that first, actually, tomorrow. Then the next thing is powdered sugar and cream cheese. You need an 8-ounce package of the cream cheese and powdered sugar. It's going to get creamed together with some whipped cream, Cool Whip. You can make your own if you want to. I mean, it's entirely up to you. And also, let me see, 4 ounce of vanilla instant, they have to be instant pudding, and 4 ounce of the chocolate instant pudding. So, just let you know about that. I'm just working this together. She kind of rolled hers. My hands aren't any good with arthritis to do that, so I'm just going to make it the best I can here. And the sick maybe they'll get done before I can talk to Bill, and we can maybe look at them when you're done. But I got it. I think her oven was 400. Let mine alone about 385 because my oven's old and I never tell on it. No, again, I'll show you the results of the banana nut bread when the internet went down, because it's like I said, it's storming here. Let me rinse my hands off, guys. And you'll also need some, because we're going to blend those with some milk. The two puddings together are going to be blended with some milk. And that's going to be the next layer after the cream cheese sets up a little bit. And then it's going to top it off with some Cool Whip and maybe some mini chocolate chips. All right, I got those biscuits in the oven. Like I said, I made that recipe now, and I really like it. Just double if you need more biscuits. I think I got 7 or 8. If you need more, just make a double batch, depending on how many you're going to be feeding. I appreciate y'all being here a while ago. I know Ms. Mom asked me about how to keep chicken from drying out so bad. The main thing is not to overcook it, and to really, if you can get some kind of tenderizer that you like on it, you know, like with like some oil or and some different spices that you might like on there, or whatever, like you want to go by Italian or whatever. And if you're going to, you can always take and fry it and just put it in buttermilk and then flour and Italian breadcrumbs and fry it. You just have to be careful that it doesn't burn and not to let your oil get real hot when you're frying it. And of course, baking chicken, or if you have an air fryer, it's pretty good. It doesn't dry out, but it's pretty good. And like with this tomorrow, like I said, it can dry out, but you just, main thing is to not overcook it. And again, this is the banana nut bread here, what it looks like. Let me see if I can get this right here. Trying to get, there you go. That's the finishing touch on that. Let me see. And I'm going to, we'll do the twice baked potatoes. And then next week, I'm going to do a live in the afternoon. I'm going to do chicken and dumplings. I'm not sure which day I'll post it. And I'm going to make goulash one day. And maybe some fried potatoes with it, depending. And then I'm going to wait and see what our weather's doing to see where I want to go from there with some other recipes and stuff. And I'm going to get some, so I can make some, the Oriental fried rice with the peas and carrots and some, you know, a little bit of cabbage, some veggies stirred in. I've got to take, the best thing to do on that is take however much rice you're going to want, cook it, put it in the refrigerator, and let it get cold for 2 to 3 days in a container. It makes, that's the only way to do fried rice. Using fresh rice, it just makes it mushy and it just doesn't turn out. And of course, you have to have a couple eggs that you're going to scramble, put in with it, and some onion and stuff. But I'll let you know about that. I'll try to do a video on that in the afternoon too. One afternoon, we'll go from there and see what else we're going to be getting into. I don't really see anybody. I can't see anybody in the chat right now. Of course, it went down earlier, so this is the second part. But at least you got to see the finishing touch of this, the banana nut bread. It's extremely hot. I tried to take it out and cut it, but it's just, I don't want to mess it up. It's just extremely hot right now. So I could probably show you some of it sliced tomorrow when I go live for the tequila lime chicken and the twice baked potatoes and the fruit is in the pudding. That video probably be about an hour. I'm going live at 3. Hopefully, if the internet doesn't go down, we can do it from 3 to 4. And I already showed you the biscuit recipe, which was 2 cups of self-rising flour. Sift it first, then measure it. Either 1/4 cup of lard, or I used 1/4 cup of Crisco. And you're going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda to your flour mixture and mix that. And then you're going to work, like I did in the video, you're going to work the Crisco or the lard into that, about the size as I showed you in the camera, where it's crumbled pretty good. And then I worked a cup of buttermilk in that, and we took and rolled it out on floured surface and kneaded a little bit. Like I said, I found I like this lady's recipe better than mine. They raised a lot better. They seem to be a lot more fluffier, and she has a channel, it's called Collard Valley Cooks. And so I'm giving dittos out to her because it is not my recipe. So give her credit for that. And I really do enjoy it. Like I said, sometimes you'll hear me talk about southernfrugal.com, Phyllis Stokes. I do use some of her recipes occasionally. Unfortunately, she passed away due to an illness, and her son still has her channel up, and he calls himself the Colonel, and he still makes some of her recipes and shows some of her paintings. I think you can even buy them. She paints. She was a seamstress. I mean, that woman was so full of talent. It was just amazing. So there are people out there that you can get other recipes from and things like that. And tomorrow I'll try, like I said, next week I'm going to do chicken and dumplings, and it's going to be homemade. I will go probably live about, I'm thinking I'll do it around 2:30, because I'll go ahead and cook the chicken. I'm going to use about 3 chicken breasts, And I'm gonna put it in, you know, with some couple chicken bouillon cubes and let it make its broth, and put some onion and celery in there. And then of course drain the broth, and then I'm gonna thread the chicken, and then I'm gonna drop the dumplings. I will show you how, after I cook the chicken, I'll walk you through on finishing the broth up and show you how to mix up the dumplings and drop them. We'll do that. And I'm gonna make the goulash with some fried potatoes, I think, one day. And I'll probably do that around, I'm thinking around 3:30, 3:45. And I'll already have the potatoes cut up and diced and ready to go. And we'll start those. And then I'll add the macaroni, of course, cooked for the goulash. And then we'll just make the meat and the sauce up with it. But it's going to be getting cooler, so we're going to be doing other things before long. And then it's holiday season is around the corner. Oh, I do have a peanut butter cup I want to make. I'll probably do that next week too. Maybe I'll probably do that at the same time I do the chicken and dumplings. They're a peanut butter cup, homemade peanut butter cup, and it's really just cutting down some cupcake wrappers and putting them in a cupcake holder pan that you would bake them in. And you're taking and melting half the chocolate down, and you're letting that in the cups, and you're putting it in the refrigerator and letting it sit up and get real cold. In the meantime, you're mixing your peanut butter up with powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla. And when that sets up, you're going to put the peanut butter in there, and then you're going to take the rest of the chocolate and melt it down, and you're going to put it on the top, put them back in the refrigerator to set up. But right before that, they get totally set up, you can take and sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on the top, just a pinch to kind of, you know, take away from all that extreme sweetness. But sounded interesting, and they looked pretty good, and I thought, why pay what they want for peanut butter cups, and you can make them. But I'm going to try them. So, and like I said, it's not very many ingredients on that. So tomorrow we will do the tequila lime chicken, the chives baked potatoes, and I call it the prubis in the pudding. It's actually only thing we're baking is the crust, and the rest of it is it's gonna be a refrigerator dessert. And it is very rich because it has cream cheese, whipping cream, and it has, of course, the puddings in it and stuff. So we'll do that. And then, like I said, the chicken dumplings, the goulash next week, fried potatoes. I'll do the peanut butter cups. I'll post it and let you know. Like I said, if there's something, and I'm going to do like I said, I will do the Oriental rice. I'm going to go ahead and probably cook that rice Monday so it can get in the refrigerator and get cold for a couple of days, because it says you need a colder rice. And then I have some frozen peas and carrots. And usually I have a little bit of cabbage that we can put in there, and I always have eggs. So you have to have soy sauce. I use a teeny bit of sesame oil too. So, and some ginger. We'll just play it in a pinch garlic. We'll just play it from that, and then I'll get that made, and I'll decide. I'm going to decide what else I want to try to make with y'all on here. We'll be doing chili and a homemade vegetable soup. I might even make a vegetable soup Saturday or Sunday. Might just do that, depending on what the weather's like here. And of course, I'm going to wait until it gets a little cooler to do the chili. So that's what I have for y'all today, guys. And sorry, I apologize for the internet going down a while ago, but it's storming here, and we got a lot of rain and cloud coverage, and I just don't have any control over that at all. I've showed you the picture of the banana nut bread a few times here, what it looks like, the finishing touch of the first part of the video. And I will cut this, and I will show that tomorrow when I do go live tomorrow for the tequila lime chicken. And I will take a picture of the biscuits and let you know what those look like. I'm pretty sure they're not done. Check and see. They're not done, but let me show you something, because they're not brown enough. Look at this, guys. I gotta show you this, so you know I'm not kidding. Look how big these biscuits are. Look at this. Look at those, how pretty. They're almost there. They just need to brown a little more on the top. See that? They are huge, and they are so fluffy. They are really good. I mean, I love them. And I, with some butter and jelly or butter and honey on it. Oh my gosh, they're really good. So that's the end of it. Apologize for earlier. Go back and rewatch it. You can pick up from where it left off. And I will see you all tomorrow around 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, my time. So I've gone over with y'all what you're going to need. And like I said, I'll make that the dessert first. And by the chicken is still, I'll show you what it looks like in that marinade step. And then we'll do the twice baked potatoes, and while they're baking, we'll go in between frying the chicken and while the twice baked potatoes are baking. Maybe the refrigerator dessert will be set up good enough to where we can do the layers. I'm not going to promise that because I don't know how fast that crust will cool, but I can't do it when it's warm. You've got to wait till everything's really cool or you're going to have a running mess. But again, that's the, this is the finishing of the banana nut bread, which I will slice and show you all tomorrow. And let me show you the biscuits. I think they're done. That biscuit recipe I just showed you how to do, how easy it was. Look at this. You're going to get biscuits like this, so why buy them? You've seen how simple it was I did. It's really simple. Don't go out and pay money for what they want for them. These are fresh. They're not going to have the freezer taste. And they're good. So, you know, just make this stuff on your own. I mean, you can see they're hot. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, they are beautiful biscuits. So anyway, that's what I have for y'all today. I'll see you tomorrow, and y'all have a good day. And thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. I want to get this done so the power doesn't kick everything off again. Have a good evening. Bye, guys.